What's up, YouTubers? It's your girl, Mio Shabine. I'm back with another reaction video for you today. Today, we are reacting to something that happened a while ago, but I'm reacting to it now because you guys are saying that the case was, it's still very much like a weird case. And I am very fascinated when it comes to like cult practices, anything that's in the occult world, like how people can be cult leaders. I find stories like that very fascinating because it's like, how can people allow themselves to be under the influence of others? That always fascinates me. But this case is off of coming from Law&Crime Network, and this is it's titled Six People Vanished After Getting Tangled Up in Alleged Occult. So we're gonna check it out and see what's up.
If you scared to die for what you believe in, that's okay, but I'm not. So get the out my way.
6 people missing for months after following this alleged cult leader and self-proclaimed prophet.
I think Rashad fits the usual profile, very narcissistic, very self-obsessed, grandiose claims. He has 90,000 followers, by the way, on Instagram.
We're taking a closer look into the history of alleged cult leader Rashad Jamal White and his group, the University of Cosmic Intelligence.
Grand Rising Cosmic Family. First, let me start by saying peace to the gods and goddesses of planet Kai. Peace meaning positive energy always creates elevation.
August 13th, 2023 was the last time anyone saw 25-year-old Michaela Thompson, 27-year-old Jarrell German, and 36-year-old Michaela Wickerson. This is the last known image of the trio in a St. Louis grocery store. Along with them, 30-year-old Naman Williams, 3-year-old Malaya Wickerson, and 2-year-old Ashton Mitchell all vanished. Their disappearance is now being investigated by a local police department. Friends and family of the missing say they cut off contact with them, some even quitting their jobs or maxing out credit cards. We spoke to cult expert and author of Cults Inside Out, Rick Ross. He says that process likely started slowly before any extreme measures were finally taken.
Well, people gradually unplug. It's a process of increments, step by step, bit by bit. People like Rashad encourage them to do this. And that is one of the early warning signs that something is really wrong, is that you have a loved one who's becoming increasingly socially isolated. And they're obsessed with a particular leader, and you realize that their entire network of friends is now within this group. But it doesn't happen overnight. It happens slowly but surely. And in this sense, people don't really realize how far they've gone with these groups because it is a step-by-step increment process.
What we now see as out of the ordinary, cult members may begin to find as reasonable.
I think normal becomes whatever it is within the kind of network or bubble that you exist in online. So what we're seeing is people embedding in kind of networks online where they're only communicating with other like-minded people and constantly being reinforced in whatever their new normal is as dictated by the leader. So we think it's crazy, but then we're dealing with the world at large. These people are often cut off, as we hear, from their family, from their old friends, and they're embedded in this alternate reality, this other world online, in which they are following people that are like-minded, conversing with people online, and following, streaming and YouTube videos. It can become, completely encapsulating, where people really have no other access to the real world.
Ross says things start out innocently enough, oftentimes when people are down on their luck.
Well, I think the narrative is usually people are going through a difficult time in their life, and that happens to all of us. We go through bad patches, and they have the bad luck to be approached by someone who introduces them to some group or weekend seminar program or something that seems rather innocent, but in fact is a cult. And the person who's talking to you about this group or activity could be a coworker, a friend, someone you know, someone you trust.
As Ross explains, there are several things that determine whether a group is actually a cult.
Well, we look for three things to form the core, the nucleus of what a destructive cult would be. Number one, is the leader the defining element and driving force of the group? And is the leader a dictator with no meaningful accountability? And has he or she become an object of worship? Second, does the leader manipulate people in identifiable ways that line up with coercive persuasion? In other words, is he gaslighting people? Is he manipulating them, isolating them from family and friends to control
Mm-hmm.
what they hear, what they see, to gain undue influence? And finally, three, having gained undue influence, does the leader use it to take advantage of his or her followers, exploit them, and do harm to them?
In this case, Ross believes the University of Cosmic Intelligence is in fact a cult, and that Rashad Jamal is its leader. The leader of this alleged cult or group, his name is Rashad White. He goes by Rashad Jamal. And according to his Instagram, he's a self-proclaimed prophet. He calls himself a revolutionary, and he calls himself also a luminous being. Is it possible that he believes in all of this?
In my experience, most of the cult leaders that I deal with are grifters, con men. They don't really believe their own hype. If they do cross that line, it becomes dangerous because then they are delusional and may, harm the people that are following them by acting basically insane, unplugging from reality, taking all of their followers over the edge with them. I think Jamal Rashad fits the usual profile, very narcissistic, very self-obsessed, grandiose claims. He has 90,000 followers, by the way, on Instagram. And of course, he has a YouTube following and so forth. This is the wave of the future. Groups called cults are recruiting online, and anybody could be targeted.
Peace to the gods and goddesses of planet Kai. This has been brought to you by the ancestors first, then the University of Cosmic Intelligence. Real over rich, now we rise. I leave as I come. One, Ashe.
Rashad Jamal boasts thousands of followers on Instagram and TikTok, where he speaks the word of his group. That includes promoting polygamy, living off the grid, and anti-government beliefs that sound a lot like conspiracy theories.
Winter not real. The true name, it's a weapon. The true name of winter is called Sub-Zero technology. They made fake clouds, and then they put ice crystals in the clouds. And then they use these fake 5G towers to activate these fake ice crystals in these clouds. So this is how they be looking, right? We've seen this before, y'all, and never thought nothing of it. All them birds on the power line, you don't be thinking of it, but they sitting there actually charging up. All right, these are your government drones. They fly all over and they record surveillance.
Does that make things more tricky because the internet can go anywhere? I mean, you don't have to be in a physical proximity of a cult leader or organization. You can just Google it and kind of get sucked in that way. Does that mean that we're all more at risk?
I think a lot of people want to feel like a sense of belonging, and I always revert back to I use the occult leaders and this kind of group dynamic kind of parallel to Hollywood, because people look up and glorify people, right? People glorify these idols, these icons, like your actors and whatever. Being in the industry myself, you have to know that you have to separate that world from your real life, your personal life, because I think sometimes what happens is that it bleeds over into, the reality, and it can kind of become diluted, for sure. I think it can really mess you up if you don't separate the two. I think early on I understood that that Hollywood is, it's work, it's business, it's great. I get to do this as for a living. But this is not who I am entirely. So I think once you know and understand the separation, when somebody gives you praises and stuff like that, it doesn't get to your head. But a lot of times, I think what cult leaders have in common, and the ones that he listed throughout this video, is that a lot of times it's narcissism, right? Narcissism is rampant in our world today. Narcissism is a huge thing, and a lot of them flock to Hollywood. A lot of them are actors. A lot of them are this kind of person because, um, you know, but the cult, how to get to that level is that's the extreme side of it, right? When it goes unchecked, when it's not healthy, when it's all this other stuff. So, it's just just keeping things in perspective, guys. But this is so sad that these 6 people vanished, and I'm so glad this man is behind bars where he needs to be. Um, it's just really unfortunate, that people are doing this to people, innocent kids and children. It's like, where are these kids' parents? Like does not, and again, he says it's isolation if you don't have anyone around. I mean, it's easy to get sucked into something like that. Um, I'm actually working on a project about this very same topic, and I think you guys are going to enjoy it. But I think it's going to bring clarity and light to this sad topic. But it's a necessary one. I think a lot of people should hear about it and know about this even more. But yeah, thank you guys for telling me to watch this. This was so sad, and it was great to hear and understand and like kind of get a different perspective of like how this stuff actually happens. But thank you for telling me guys to watch it. And yeah, we'll see you guys next time. Make sure you rate, comment, subscribe, hit the notification bell for all new videos that's dropped on this channel. I have a comment. I talk about all kind of things. I commentate different topics, different things. Just send me a request. I'll do it. Also head over to my Patreon, things that don't, you know, end up on this channel. If you want to see the full video reaction, head over to my Patreon to subscribe over there. Here, I have to condense it because YouTube is YouTube, you guys know. But thank you guys so much for rocking with me, and let's get to the road to 5K followers on YouTube. Thank you guys again, and we'll see you guys again. Peace out.